forget you. It's my fate to let you go. You feel hate when I'm around you, but I know you won't let me go. So close to see, and I'm down inside of me. So close.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is the Ripper Danny B, and welcome to Money in the Bank.
Don't know how, 'cause it feels so.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking this thing off tonight with the United States Championship match, introducing the challenger from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 285 pounds, Samoa Joe! Joe was granted this opportunity by Shane McMahon this past week on SmackDown Live. He gained this opportunity by way of defeating AJ Styles in impressive fashion during the Heavyweight Championship tournament. Unfortunately, Samoa Joe would end up falling out of the tournament to Seth Rollins. But Joe could still walk away from Money in the Bank with gold around his waist tonight. And his opponent this evening, from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, he is the WWE United States Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Styles is looking for retribution tonight. Joe beat him in impressive fashion a couple of weeks back, and Styles hasn't forgotten it. AJ Styles looks to get his retribution tonight. He wants to prove that he can beat Samoa Joe. Styles, in his mind, believes he is the best in the world today, and he is here to prove that against the Samoan submission machine. The question is, how much is that loss to Joe going to be playing in the back of AJ Styles' mind? And the question for Joe is exactly the same. He was on a roll, and then Seth Rollins put an end to him. Both of these men have something to prove here tonight, and they're going to do it with the United States Championship on the line. Let's see as we get around to the in-ring introductions there for the crowd in attendance here in Phoenix, Arizona. Samoa Joe looking ready. Samoa Joe looks comfortable in that position. He looks focused. On the other side, you see that AJ Styles, you can kind of see the look on Styles' face there. He is not pleased to be in this matchup. He wants to be in the hunt for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but he's angry. Can he use that intensity? Can he use that anger? Can he focus it to beat Joe tonight? If not, Styles goes away with nothing. You can see the referee showing Samoa Joe the title, as is tradition, up into the air for all to see. That is what it is all about here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for these two men. They started out on a hunt for the WWE World title. Now they finish this fight over the United States Championship. And here we go. The bell has rung. Joe straight away there, big suplex there, asserting his dominance. Of course, Samoa Joe does have the huge weight advantage over AJ Styles, but we know that Styles has never been limited by his size. Styles finally claimed his first championship when he won the CWR Intercontinental Championship a couple of months ago. That, of course, has translated into the WWE United States Championship upon the closure of CWR. This is the first time he's defending the US title since SmackDown Live came to be once again. Samoa Joe, of course, former tag team champion, his former partnership with Baron Corbin, paying dividends last year, but it has been nearly a year since Samoa Joe has held the gold. Nearly a year. He looks to win his first singles championship tonight, and that step up in Zaguri there from Samoa Joe could put him well on the way to defeating AJ Styles here this evening. You see Styles there fighting out, using Joe's strength against him, and that is what Styles is going to have to do if he wants to win this thing. Big knee to the skull there of Samoa Joe. And the stomp right to the arm. AJ Styles, look at him now, feeling a little bit confident, but I wouldn't get so cocky yet. Joe is not down. And Joe proving that there with a huge Uranagi slam right in the center of the ring. That could have winded Styles. Quite frankly, Joe may have been able to take advantage of that opportunity and pick up the win here if he wanted to. That could have been a moment there for Joe. Styles let him have it, and now Joe is still on the pressure. Still on the button. There's a suplex there from Samoa Joe. Once again, using that strength, displaying that strength, letting Styles know that he has it at his disposal. But Styles going to use the momentum once again. Back body drop straight off the ropes. And look at that. He cleared the entire ring for that springboard moonsault there. And there's another one, but Samoa Joe happily rolled out the way there. Honestly, I think Styles would have missed anyway. Regardless, the back and forth action continues with AJ Styles getting the upper hand at this point. Look at that there, big elbow to the top of the head of Samoa Joe as Styles tries to quicken the pace a little bit, but he wants to make sure Joe is down. These two, again, they came to know each other fairly well in that one-on-one encounter. They both managed to find counter after counter to each other's styles of offense. Styles staying in control now. Big arm breaker there from Joe. Changes the pace. Styles went down. Joe going to take advantage of that fact. Picks him right up. And there is the suplex there. I believe that was an exploder from Samoa Joe. Styles rolling out of the ring, trying to roll out of harm's way, and it works. He manages to get Samoa Joe on the ropes, literally on the apron, and Joe could be in trouble. Styles signaling for the end now. Unusual to keep sending him back though. If Styles wants to end this thing, he needs Joe in the middle of the ring, either for the phenomenal forearm or the Styles clash. It doesn't really matter, and I don't know what he was doing there, but he allowed Samoa Joe to take advantage of the situation. Joe with a big headbutt. Joe back in control. Styles made a huge mistake there. Maybe he was getting a little bit too cocky, a little bit too confident. Either way, it backed. It didn't work out for him. He couldn't back it up. Joe inverted suplex. And now, just like their encounter a couple of weeks ago, it looks like Samoa Joe is rolling. Looks like Samoa Joe has an answer for everything AJ Styles is trying to throw at him. But Styles is not going to let that happen. He's not going to let Joe build the momentum he needs to finish things off. And you can see there, Styles once again goes straight to the skull. Quite possible that Samoa Joe is being softened up for the phenomenal forearm by AJ Styles. Joe, those tree trunk-like legs. Finds a way out. Joe using those deadly strikes. And Styles is up holding his skull. Could it be? Yes, it looks like AJ Styles has been busted open from that last shot. And once again, this is not a good position for Styles. This is exactly what happened to him when facing Joe the last time. Joe seems to be repeating history now, and Styles has to do something to change that, or it could be curtains on his US title reign. Joe into the corner. Styles steps out of it with an enziguri. Look at that, went for a running drop kick and AJ Styles sidestepped it, and that could have been the momentum changer, but Joe certainly not going to let that happen. There's the back body drop there, the back suplex should I say, from Samoa Joe, and now Joe is pumped, he is feeling it, the adrenaline is running through his veins right now. AJ Styles needs to find a solution to Joe quick, otherwise Joe is going to take him to town. Suplex by the Samoan submission machine. Sent on, and Samoa Joe has this thing in hand right now. AJ really needs to be careful. Joe seemingly unable to make up his mind about what he wants to do next, pacing back and forth in that ring. Maybe he's waiting for Styles to get up. Maybe he's just unable to kind of stand still and wait. He's not exactly known as a calm man as Samoa Joe. Once the engine has started, that's it. He's 100 miles an hour to the ending bell, and that is that. He waited for Styles to get up, and it could have cost him though, as Styles was able to swipe out. Styles once again looking a little confident considering Joe has had control for the majority of this matchup. If I was Styles, I'd be focusing on the offense and not the gloating. Now AJ Styles finds himself up on the shoulders, and once again down he goes. Styles driven into the mat by Samoa Joe. And look at this there again. Joe again, alley-oop. Samoa Joe is feeling confident. He could set up for the end anywhere here. AJ Styles needs to use more of that speed, and Styles could he be looking for the beginning of the end here? No, Styles going to go for the 50. Didn't work out. Joe rolled out of the way, but Styles stays on this thing. Styles maybe found a second wind here. Maybe can fight back, but no, the commentator's cursed there as Samoa Joe fights back himself. You see the right hand there by Joe straight in the skull. Styles into the corner, and now Joe going to look to slow the pace down once again. Bring it back to where he wants it. No, maybe no, it's going to turn up the tank. Enziguri out of the corner there. Samoa Joe has AJ Styles down. Styles currently is unresponsive, and Joe is going to go for the cover, and I don't blame him. There's 1, 2. AJ Styles kicks out. Joe actually looking a little frustrated. I'm surprised about that. I would have thought Samoa Joe would be prepared for the fact that AJ Styles would be able to kick out of pretty much anything, because that's what Styles is all about, quite frankly. And no, Styles is still in this thing now. Up comes Joe as Styles looks to fight back. Styles has him up on the shoulders. There's the neck breaker. But Joe not going to have any of it. Joe fighting on instinct alone. Joe trying to fight on instinct. Comes back at AJ Styles. Picks the leg. There's the dragon screw. Gets him down again. Joe manages to retain control of this matchup, but no, AJ Styles is going to fight back now. Styles is feeling it. Styles going to go to the apron. Could he be thinking phenomenal forearm? He looks like he's calling for it, but I think Joe's a little too close to the rope personally. Yeah, he goes right over and manages to get the forearm into the back of the head, I think, as he turned, but it wasn't enough. That is not going to be enough to put away Samoa Joe. I tell you that for nothing. There's 2. Joe kicks out. If you're going to hit that move, you've got to hit it flush, and AJ Styles certainly did not. And now Samoa Joe has been given time to recover, and look at that massive knee, that braced knee right to the open wound of AJ Styles. This was Styles, he's trying to fight back. AJ, that was a great drag there. Joe wasn't expecting it, and now Joe is on the ropes. AJ Styles has finally managed to take control of this matchup for an extended period of time. Needs to stay on it though, because Samoa Joe seems to have a counter for everything. All he needs to do is get his wits about him. AJ Styles, there's the boot right to the solar plexus. And AJ Styles, now the phenomenal one, the United States champion, is in control of this matchup. Boot to the face, and AJ has got to be looking to end this soon, but no, Joe drags him over, and you can see that that's the judo training of Samoa Joe. Straight into the cover now. There's 1, 2. AJ Styles kicks out, but Samoa Joe has managed to assert his dominance again, and now he's in control of the matchup. But look at this from AJ Styles. Turnabout is fair play. Big elbow by AJ Styles, and he's gone for the cover here. There's 1, 2. I'm not surprised there. AJ Styles not able to get the win, but I don't think he was going for it that time. I think he was just trying to get Joe to assert some energy, just trying to get him expend, not assert. Spiral tap misses. AJ Styles did not need to miss that then. It's given Joe more opportunity out the corner. German suplex stacks him up on the neck. AJ Styles, each and every one of those big moves seems to take Styles longer and longer to recover from. Now Joe is keeping the pressure on. See AJ Styles trying to fight back there with that wheelbarrow facebuster right into the cover. There's 1, 2, and he wasn't able to steal it there, but it did look close for a second. AJ Styles now running the ropes. Springboard moonsault once again, and that's a testament to AJ Styles that this late in this match, with how much punishment he has absorbed, that he is able to stay in this thing and do just that. Now we've got a cover from Joe. There's 1, 2. Kick to the spine there of Samoa Joe. Should I say, of AJ Styles. Joe has managed to slow the pace down to where he wants it once again. Going after those knees now, trying to keep AJ Styles off his feet, and that is a very good idea. But look at Styles, he's not having any of it. This match is turning into an instant classic right now. 450 springboard finally connects. AJ Styles finally hits it, but you see Joe there trying to roll out of it. He's able to get the counter in. Samoa Joe, he's locked it for the German, and he's holding it. He's got to go for the full Chimera, isn't he? Dragon! Or should I say Nelson? And now straight jacket. There it is. This is what beat AJ in the tournament. 1, 2, 3. He's done it again. With the very same move that defeated AJ Styles a number of weeks ago. Samoa Joe has ended it the very same way. And what a classic match this was. It took quite some time to get this thing even going. But AJ Styles and Samoa Joe putting on an absolute clinic here this evening. But you have to give the majority of the offensive to Samoa Joe. Styles held on. He fought like a champion, like a warrior. But it wasn't enough. See here, Samoa Joe almost got caught by Styles, but Joe just kept fighting back. You see there, AJ Styles was able to fight out many times, but what really caught him out was the same thing that caught him out in the tournament. The third in the trifecta of the Chimeraplex, the straight jacket. Joe bridges it out, and AJ Styles just is unable to kick out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and new United States champion, Samoa Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on this evening. The following contest scheduled for one fall. It's for the WWE Universal Championship. Sheamus, the former two-time CWR World Champion, making his way down to the ring, looks to claim his first title here under the WWE banner. Sheamus has been a force to be reckoned with under the banner of the CWR. Two-time world champion, former Patriot champion. Sheamus looks to continue his winning ways, one of the greatest that CWR had to offer. But that was under the guidance of Noble. Still, he was given an opportunity in the beginning. He was given an opportunity on Raw in a triple threat match. He beat Dean Ambrose and Cesaro to earn this opportunity, and now could become a 3-time world champion here in the Rippaverse. How ironic, really, when you think about it. But here, in Money in the Bank, is where Sheamus gets his opportunity to take on Bray Wyatt. As it was Bray Wyatt who cashed in at Money in the Bank on Sheamus. Sheamus, at this point, we have had 2 Money in the Bank briefcase holders in Universe Mode history, and Sheamus has been the victim of both cash-ins. But Money in the Bank has also been a good night for Sheamus. He may have been the victim of both cash-ins, but both of his World Championship reigns began at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Could be a huge night for Sheamus in that regard. This man, alone tonight as he defends the title. But it ain't going to be easy. Bray Wyatt has been on a roll. Bray Wyatt looks to be the most dangerous man in the WWE. You can see that is what it's all about. The WWE Universal Championship. On the line here tonight for the very first time. Introducing the challenger from Dublin, Ireland. Weighing in at 275 pounds. The Celtic Warrior, the Irish Assassin, Sheamus! And his opponent this evening, he is the WWE Universal Champion, the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt! Again, I see no Wyatt family members around, and that is what is interesting. Is Bray Wyatt going to go this entire thing alone, or are the family lying in wait? But tonight, that is what it's all about for these two men. Raw's top prize, the WWE Universal Championship, is on the line tonight between these two men. Sheamus, Bray Wyatt. Sheamus finally gets his rematch, and here we go. And, well, squished. Quite frankly. Let's say 2-time world champion as Sheamus looks to extend that to a full 3 tonight. Bray Wyatt himself has not exactly been a slouch in the universe mode. Bray Wyatt, the 2016 Royal Rumble winner, headlined Immortality last year, looks to go on a WrestleMania this year as WWE Universal Champion. Can it be done? Or will Sheamus take back the title that he believes should still be his? Or should I say should be his? Kind of confusing between the two championships, all the same. Sheamus, you can see there, removed the turnbuckle post cover. Or turnbuckle cover, should I say. It's not the post, is it? It's moved away from it right now. Now Sheamus trying to stay on the offensive. These two, both big guys, both going to try and utilize some power. Bray Wyatt, the master of the mind games. Could that come into play here tonight? Sheamus is going to rely on his brute strength and his brawling ability. Certainly going to be no high-flying antics in this one. Big elbow there to the chest of Bray Wyatt, the Universal Champion, having to fight back now. You can see there the straight right. Sheamus, he brawls better than most. Is able to use that big backbreaker. Should I say that again? Backbreaker to lay down the Eater of Worlds, but the Universal Champion is not going to give up that easy. Delivers a stomp right to the stomach, forces Sheamus to sit up in pain, and Bray Wyatt is there immediately to take advantage of that situation. This is where Bray Wyatt is dangerous, when he can slow the pace to where he wants it. He doesn't necessarily need to hurt you offensively, he needs to get into your head, and that's what he seems to be doing to Sheamus tonight. But Sheamus is going to fight back as much as possible there. There's the gut-wrench slam from Sheamus. And again, the big brawler there, using his southpaw. Not a natural lefty is Sheamus, but he can strike with both when he needs to. Again, big right there, showing the power of that strike from Sheamus as Wyatt is knocked all the way to the floor. And now Sheamus taking a moment to glow, but Sheamus needs to be careful. This is your traditional one full matchup, which means champion's advantage is certainly in play. If Sheamus or Wyatt gets counted out, the title remains with Bray. See Wyatt now trying to fight back. Sheamus had a good going there, but look at Bray Wyatt. Look at that exploder slam. Drives him into the floor. Now Bray Wyatt going to head back towards the ring. A count out victory would work for Bray Wyatt. He's feeling pretty confident right now. He's waiting for Sheamus. He sees Sheamus coming. He's not going to go out after him. He's not going to make the mistake of making the first move there. What he did make the mistake of was following up with that. He didn't follow up with that strike, and now Sheamus has been able to use his strength and take advantage, and this could be very bad news for Bray Wyatt as Sheamus has him up on the shoulders. Could we be seeing it? Rolling senton from the top. Bray Wyatt crushed under the 270-pound frame of the Irishman. Now we're going to cover those 1, 2. Bray Wyatt having to fight out to stay in this thing, but Sheamus saw an opportunity. Sheamus has opened this thing. Well, he's cracked it wide open is what I was trying to say there. Bray Wyatt gets slammed by Sheamus. Elbow drop again, and you see Sheamus. The moves he's using seem almost disjointed, but I think it's just a technique, a tactic to keep Wyatt off of his trail, to not allow Wyatt to figure out what the game plan is. You can see there, Bray Wyatt has been busted open at some point. I'm not surprised with the amount of strikes to the head performed by Sheamus. Speaking of strikes to the head, Bray Wyatt stomping through the skull of Sheamus there. Elbow drop, but Sheamus was able to roll out of it, not take most of the damage. Cover now. That's 2 again. Bray Wyatt looked like he may have gone down quickly then. That would have been a shocker to see Wyatt go down that way. But Sheamus, again, still has the majority control of this matchup. Sheamus now strike, aiming for that head. And I'm not surprised, really, if you can kind of knock him a bit silly now when Sheamus hits the bro kick. If Sheamus is able to hit the brogue, that will pretty much guaranteed knock him down. He's going to have to do a lot more than that to keep down the Eater of Worlds. Sheamus gets driven into the mat, knee first by Bray. The crowd definitely behind the Eater of Worlds. There's the big senton there from Bray Wyatt, 300 plus pounds, crushing the chest of the Irishman. There's 1, 2, 3. That was close. Bray Wyatt knows it was close. The referee knows it was close. Everybody in attendance here in Phoenix knows it was close. But Bray Wyatt is not done yet. Now look at Sheamus there. I think Sheamus sensed the end was coming, and now Sheamus is going to look to end it himself. Has him up on the shoulders. He's going to drive him down. Isn't a white noise by the Irishman. Coming out from Sheamus. 1, 2. Turnabout there, baby. Bray Wyatt barely kicks out at the last second again. Now both Sheamus and Wyatt have been that close. I've almost tasted victory. Can either one of them finish the job Bray Wyatt in the corner. He looks to be setting it up. He's calling for it. Sheamus could be finding his own way down there, hell. Upon receipt of this move, Bray's stalking him. Bray has him in position. Bray, Sister Abigail. Straight into the cover goes Wyatt. There's 1, 2, 3. Did you see there how Bray Wyatt should realistically have opted to move Sheamus away from the ropes to not risk the rope break, but Bray Wyatt went the other way about it. Bray Wyatt decided to just get the cover as quickly as possible, and it worked. You can't argue with the results. See that senton there, hit it so flush right across the stomach, knocked the wind out of Sheamus, and right there it was almost the end. Look how close it came. Referee's hand was coming down, barely half an inch away from hitting the canvas for the 3. Sheamus would return the favour here though with this white noise straight into the cover himself, and again you can't really see properly here, which is slightly annoying, but it was still close. And in the end, Sister Abigail, and here's what I mean there, Bray Wyatt didn't even get to his feet, crawled straight to the cover, wasn't going to waste any time. Referee moves right into position. Sheamus knocked just that, a little bit stupid by the Sister Abigail, and it worked. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and still WWE Universal Champion, the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. A victory that cements Bray Wyatt at the top of the pack. But as always, we've got to move on. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the WWE Women's Championship. Introducing first from Melbourne, Australia, Emma. The real deal is here. She picked up a huge win in that triple threat #1 contenders matchup to face the champion here tonight, and Emma is not going to waste that opportunity tonight. Emma is going to fight for her life here tonight. The crowd very receptive here in Phoenix for the real deal. Can she become world champion for the very first time in universe mode history? Of course, Emma is a former Patriot champion. She has always been around the title picture, but tonight she looks to finally make it to the top of the pack. Her opponent this evening from San Diego, California, weighing in at 272 pounds. She is the WWE Women's Champion, Nia Jax. She picked up that belt in a fatal 4-way to kick off the season here in the WWE 2K17 Universe mode here on Monday Night Raw. She's not like most girls because she is the champion. Nia Jax is good and ready to take advantage of this situation. Good and ready to fight. Of course, Nia is a former Patriot champion in her own right. That is what it's all about here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The WWE Women's Championship. Title held up high for all to see. And there's the bell. This match is underway. Look at Nia Jax right out of the blocks. charging at Emma like a raging bull, hits her with that jumping DDT, and she did leap for that as well. And Emma has been absolutely crushed by Nia Jax early on. The powerhouse, the dominator of the women's division, Nia Jax, is in complete control. Look at that there, Emma right to the spine, and there's another one right to the arm. But Emma going to use the momentum on her side now to try and fight back a little bit there. Look at that short DDT there. Not going to wait for Nia to make it all the way back to her feet. Emma on the outside. That I was going to say that was a bit strange. Not known for her high-flying offenses, Emma. She's got a mean diving crossbody when she wants it, mind you. Emma up to the middle rope. And, well, there you go. It was more of a splash, but same principle really, isn't it? It's just because somebody wasn't standing to catch her. Elbow, and now look at this. Nia Jax came out the starting blocks at 100 miles an hour and looked like she was going to dominate Emma. But Emma turned it around, but Nia, as it always is with the commentator's curse, has managed to gain control of this matchup. Big hip to the skull there from Nia. And now she's going to go to the middle, and this could be dangerous for Emma. Big splash there, and that is 270 pounds of woman crashing down on Emma. It's going to wind her for sure. But look at this, from the Real Deal, able to fight back. Uses the dragon screw there, and it doesn't matter how big somebody is when they're on their back. Again, look at this back and forth action here. This is incredible to watch. Throws her off now, does Emma. Emma stays in control. Nia's trying to fight back, but it looks like the Real Deal has really found her spot, really found her moment. Here we've got a cover. There's 1, 2. Nia Jax stayed down for 2. She was able to kick out with authority just after the referee's hand hit for that 2 count, but she stayed down that long in the first place. Now, was that tactical from Nia, or did she just not have the strength to fight? Big backbreaker there to the world backbreaker. Emma into the cover now. There's 1, 2. And Emma, same principle. Did she wait as long as she could? Or is she really just winded? I mean, I guess off the back of a tilt-a-world backbreaker, yeah, you wouldn't be feeling great, would you? So, it's possible that Emma was just a little bit winded, but it's back in this thing. Hanging net breaker there. Continues the assault on Nia Jax, trying to keep the move short and sweet, not trying to chain together anything too complicated. Emma hits the move, goes on defense, hits the move, goes on defense. She knows what she's doing in this match. She's coming with a game plan. There you go, boot. And you see her turn it sideways there to make sure she knocked all the wind out of Nia Jax. But Nia was able to kick out at 1 all the same. Over goes Emma. Nia learning very, very well, very, very quickly. Gutbuster there by Emma, using a lot of strength to get Nia off of her feet there. Emma showing an incredible amount of strength. Goes for that big splash once again, but this time Nia Jax was able to fight out of it. Boom. Armbreaker. Backbreaker. Emma chaining together a set of moves here, and she's going to go for the cover following that set. Emma feeling really confident about herself right now, and I kind of can't blame her. She has managed to put down Nia Jax multiple times. Jax is, as you can see, is still trying to fight out. Goes for the arm breaker across the shoulder again. But Emma is able to keep fighting now. Look at this from Nia Jax, and that was absolutely beautiful. Pulls her out of the bottom corner, straight into a powerbomb of sorts. Cover now from Nia, there's 1. Emma kicks out with authority at 1. Hip attack there from Nia Jax, trying to keep Emma down. There's another one there from Nia. Look at that knee right to the spine. Cover now. Remember, there's 1, 2. Stop to the head. Emma, is she going to go for something big here? She looks to be calling for Nia to make it to her feet. She's put away many an opponent with a diving crossbody. Could this be that? There's the crossbody, but Nia catches it. And Nia Jax displays her strength over the backbreaker. Or rib breaker, should I say. And now Nia Jax. Spine buster. Emma went for the big ending there. And it looked like it could have cost her. Emma rolls out. Emma. You know Nia was going to follow up that spine buster with the leg drop. She always does. But Emma, I think, saw it coming. These two have fought plenty of times in the past. They know each other quite well. Emma with the spinning wheel kick there. Nia, despite showing utter strength and dominance, now finds herself on the defensive as Emma gets her into the corner. And you know what Emma's going to go for here? She's going to go for the sandwich. Nia Jax is struggling to catch her breath. Emma has been focused on knocking the wind out of Nia this entire matchup, and it seems to be working. Emma, tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Nia just knocked to the floor then. And despite the dominance and the strength of Nia Jax, looks like Emma is going to try and end this thing. Aminoku driver. 1, 2, 3. That was an incredible match. Nia went in there with a game plan. Her game plan was use the strength to her advantage. Emma's was wind Nia at any given opportunity. Knock the breath out of Nia Jax. You can't fight if you can't breathe. And moves such as this, attributed to that, attacking the ribs and the solar plexus area. That was what Emma had planned all along. She came in there and she executed it to absolute perfection. You see there, right to the back of the spine, right to the ribs, making Nia gasp for breath. It was beautifully executed by Emma tonight. There was a big cover there. It's a terrible angle here from our guys. But in the end, the Aminoku driver, and once again, straight down onto the back, winding Nia Jax. It was just one time too many for the women's division's beast. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and new WWE Women's Champion, the real deal, Emma! Domination personified. A name usually given to Nia Jax, but tonight it goes to the new WWE Women's Champion, Emma